Happy Monday and welcome to HUSL Education. Today we are excited to be joined by Tracey, the founder of EVY Professional, a brand built from over 25 years of experience in the hairdressing industry. EVY was created by a stylist for stylists with a clear focus on one thing: delivering healthier, stronger and more hydrated hair through advanced technology. EVY Professional is known for its innovative approach to hair care, combining advanced technology with real results behind the chair, and their range of high-performance tools, including brushes, curlers, straighteners, hair dryers, is designed to support healthier, stronger hair while you style. So today, Tracey will take us through the story behind the brand and give you a practical overview of the range so that you can confidently use and recommend EVY in your salon. I'll now pass the mic over to you, Tracey.
Hi, everybody. Thank you for joining us on a beautiful Monday. Is everybody in Victoria? It's beautiful today in Melbourne, but maybe not yesterday. So thank you for joining me. I know our time is very precious for everybody. Has anybody used the EVY tools at all, or anyone familiar with the brand?
I've used them, yeah.
Okay, perfect. Are you using them at the moment?
Yeah.
Yeah. Perfect. Fiona, you have as well?
Just the hairdryer, and I did use the straightener just once, but just the hairdryer, the Boss hairdryer, which I still use now.
The new Boss or the old Boss?
The old Boss.
Okay, the old Boss. All right, perfect. So EVY now this year is turning 10 years old. So my background is hairdressing background. So really stylist for stylist. Had a salon for 20 years, and then somehow I was doing some education. I worked for Goldwell for about 7 years, just part-time, as we do on the side when we're busy and we're raising children, running a salon. So I did some education for Goldwell. And then I got into permanent straightening with a company called BioIonic. I don't know if anybody's familiar with that brand. Years ago, we all did our chemical straightening before keratins and nanos and all this stuff came in. So I got involved with a Bionic brand, which also had tools as well. And with that, we had our mineral infusion from Japan, which is very unique. So now everybody's saying minerals, 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 but I think most people don't really know what it means. And then from that, EVY was born. So EVY's 10 years old this year. We've always maintained the same type of thing. All our tools are ergonomic, they're lightweight, always have long cords for the stylist. And our mineral infusion is really important to me. So that makes a big difference, the way the hair looks and feels. So I always say to people, it's not a story that you spin. You actually can do the product, you can do the service, and you can see the difference. So when you curl or straighten or whatever you do with our tools, you can see the shine come out. So basically, if you look at our brand is boutique brand. So what I say is we're not like some of the big players that have, different colors all the time. They have a pink, a blue, a yellow, a silver and different things. For me, I change the linings of my bags. We try and have things packaged, but we have one core color range, and then we might change accessories or whatever we do. So it means that you're not buying different colors all the time. And then if you want to retail them, they don't get stuck on your shelf. So EVY has always been a brand that I've basically been a salon brand. So for the salons to retail, I had a salon for 20 years and we've retailed a lot of electrical. And I think what's happened now is a lot of people stop retailing, but we have to go back to doing that, because everybody will buy an iron, everybody would buy a dryer, and if they're not buying it from you, they're going to buy it from somebody else. And we forget that. So when you sell an iron, you can sell it, you can make $100 selling an iron. That's 5 bottles of shampoo. So it's really, really easy to do. And what I say to people is have a subliminal selling method. So don't oversell. So what I would do is if I was using an iron, you'd have your iron. This is our new one, by the way, which I'm going to talk to you about in a second. It's our One Glide Pro. So if I'm using this and I'm thinking, oh my God, this is fantastic. Like when you go to a doctor or something, I would say to the client, oh, this new iron is amazing. Just one little word. And then you put on the bench like that. So then the client will look at it and think, what is that? And they'll go to touch it. And then you have your empty box on your shelf, because we spend a lot of money on our packaging. Put your empty box. And if you work from home, it doesn't matter. Like put it on a shelf somewhere. And if you have that box visible to the client, as the client walks out, because you've done a subliminal, oh, wow, look at the shine on the hair or whatever, the client will say, how much is it? But if you don't have an empty box on your shelf, look at our empty boxes there, they're cute, right? But if you don't have an empty box on your shelf, no one is ever going to say, Marie or Fiona, how much is that iron? What they're going to do is get on their phones and look at where can I buy that iron because you sold it to them, but you didn't take the money for it. You sent it somewhere else. So it's really important to keep your boxes on the shelf and let the client know that you can get it for them. So depending on where you are, I think, Mummy, the process is probably a couple of days. Is it by the time you order and then we ship it out to you? You can take a deposit from a client, especially if you're, I don't know what sort of salons are you guys all working on your own predominantly? Most of you? Yep. Okay. So even better. So you've got a really good captive audience. So if you say to your client, I can get you this product, and it's not a product like a GHD or a Dyson, they're going to get on their phone and there's 20 different people selling it at 20 different prices. So you can say, I can get this for you, give me a deposit, place your order through HUSL, we get it, we ship it to you, you send it to your client, and you make $100 selling an iron. So it's really easy to do. Very, very important. I think we've got to go back to try to work out how do we make money. We know that times are tough and we need to make as much as we can and open as many avenues as possible when we're selling. And we're all forgetting, salons are forgetting, and people say, but my clients don't buy them. Yeah, they do. They're just not buying it from you. They're going to Hair House or Price Attack or wherever. You know, if they're buying a Dyson or a Shark, you can go to JB Hi-Fi, right? So people are doing all these things. So we're using brands and we're sending our people to other stores to make money. It doesn't make sense. So if you use the product and you love it, and what I say to our salons is, if you love our product, you just do subliminal. And that's what I used to do, is say, oh my God, I got this new iron. I just love it. It's so quick. That's all you've got to say. Put it on the bench. Make sure they can see it. Have the box on your shelf and let them say to you, where can I get it from? Or can you get me one? And make some money on it. But also we make money, which is great because we all try to make money these days. We've got to pay for all our shopping. But also you're giving a client a product that will maintain their color, that will maintain their haircut and make that haircut look better and make the color look better. Because we know that some products can strip out color. Someone said to me the other day, we gave our curler to a salon who does a lot of long blonde extensions, and he said to the model, normally when I use irons, all of my blondes go yellow. So that's a scary thing. That means there's no protective heat on it. So we have to really be able to recommend what we believe is correct. And for me, I always say I don't pay any influencers. And a lot of brands, we know that there's a lot of influencer brands out there. We call them influencer brands because they pay those people to say, I love this brand. EVY never pays anyone. I won't pay anybody, because if you pay somebody to say, I love it, somebody will pay them more and then they'll love them better than me, right? So to me, it's true love or it's nothing. If you don't love it, don't say you love it. So our story with our technology, and it's across all our tools, is what we call mineral infusion. We started this years ago, 20 years ago, talking the technology. So basically when people talk about, we've heard the words ceramic, tourmaline, titanium. Yeah. Tourmaline's a big word at the moment with all the nanoplastic people. You've got to buy tourmaline. So all these different words are minerals. So minerals is like vitamins. So you got vitamin A, vitamin B, vitamin C. So yes, ceramic is good. Remember when GHD first came out, they say, where's ceramic? So ceramic is a mineral that we would coat the blade with. And ceramic gave you almost like a bit of Teflon on an iron, you know, when you're ironing your clothes and you've got the Teflon coat. So that's ceramic. Ceramic is one mineral. It works to protect the hair and to help hydrate it. Tourmaline is another mineral. If you go to Price Attack or Hair House, you'll see all these words: tourmaline, titanium, silver oxide. They are all minerals that work to produce ionic technology. Basically means, hi Steph, basically means small molecules pushing it into the hair. So if we can hydrate internally as compared to external, the hair's going to stay more hydrated, shinier and softer. So when you look at, as I said, go to a Hair House or Maya or somewhere and you'll see ceramic and tourmaline, titanium. You'll see generally one or two words, and they are all about producing ionic technology, which makes the hair soft and shiny. With EVY, we use our mineral blend, and it's a special mineral that comes from Japan. I actually went to Japan and it was really weird. And I said to Mr. Kaizuki, his name was, I think he's still alive. I said, I want to go to the mountain. I want to take the photo, because the guy before me took the photo there and I was with all the backdrop. and they wouldn't let me take it because only 2 people in the world have been there. It's like they had to shoot me if I had to take the photo because it's secret, right? So basically our mineral blend is a natural post-volcanic blend. It has a blend of 32 different minerals. So what that means is more minerals, more hydration. The other thing with our technology is we infuse it into the blade. We don't paint it on. If you paint something on like a floor that's lacquered, it's going to wear off or wear out. If it wears off or wears out, it's not hydrating. So when you're using our tools, basically what we say with an iron is to, this is not on, by the way, like rather than doing this fast, like at the moment everyone's saying tourmaline, because it's hot. Tourmaline by itself, yes, is hot, but it's not protective enough. So all the nanoplasties are using tourmaline. We are titanium colored, but we are mineral infused. So we still have the coloring and the coating, but the mineral infusion means you can have more protection. So more protection is more hydration, less color loss, more color lock in, and more hydration. So you'll have longer lasting curls, your hair will stay straighter. So when you're using our products, what I say is don't rush it down like this. Just do more slow controlled. I said this is not on, so it's probably not good to do my hair. So just a nice slow controlled like that, and just let the technology work for you. And before your eyes, you will see that the hair will just shine up. And anyone that's used it, when I used to train years ago, if we had blonde dehydrated hair and you went slow, the hair would look wet for a second. And everyone say, why is it wet? That's the technology. You ruffle it up and it goes back to shiny. So all our tools, use them more at a slower pace, not slow that you fall asleep, but just a nice control, but not fast. And when you look at our irons, so now anyone that's used our irons in the past, this year we've basically revamped a lot of different things. So everything that we have is lightweight. So even our Boss that was heavy was as heavy as a Parlux Light. Yeah, so it's still quite light. A lot of the dryers on the market, there's one particular one that's been released by one of the big boys, really fast. It's 600 grams. That is a lot. This is our heaviest dryer, and Boss Digi is 360 grams. So when you're working every day like we are, and we're doing this every day, nice to have good shoulder muscles, but not at the expense of having broken shoulders and sore necks and all that stuff. So our dryers are really, really light. They're all lightweight. They've all got the mineral infusion, so they're going to give the hair a lot of shine. So if we talk about dryers, this is our strongest dryer. So Fiona, the one you've got is the model before this. This is now called Boss Digi. And Digiforce means that it's got a digital motor, which is the new trend. So digital motors are lighter. This one is 2,650 watts, so much stronger than the other one. So this is, I call it the Maserati of dryers. It's really strong. I believe it is the most powerful in the country at the moment. So it's that one. It comes in white and it comes in this graphite color. And then the next down the line, I don't know if anyone's seen, is our new plasma airs. Does everyone use these type of dryers? So with this one here, somebody said to me once, you're the last person on the market. Everybody's got this. One of my wholesalers said to me, and I said, well, because I am hair background, a lot of these big companies, they say they're hair, but they're not really. Like GHD, Dyson, bless their hearts. They've got some person's probably on $500,000 a year, has never set foot in a salon, never held a dry into somebody's blow dry in their life. So they claim all this stuff. But for me, I've got about 50 of these in the cupboard. It took me 2 years to get this right. And one thing that I didn't like, these are called BLDC, which is the Asian version of this. So this is a brushless and this is the Asian brushless. So no dryer this size comes out of Europe. This style, these are the ones that come out of Europe. So with these, they seem to have a really high pitch. And a lot of people are saying that the ears are ringing, and I just didn't like that noise. It's just got that really strong noise. So this little beauty here, this is like my baby at the moment. So we call this plasma air. It has plasma ions, which is another level of ionic technology, plus our mineral infusion. This one here, you can use it like that. Now we do have an arrow. And you can use it this way if you want to blow wave like that. It's really quiet. It doesn't have the high pitch sound. I'm going to turn it on, but obviously I'm on a phone. So this one here, you can see you've got the temperature here. And then you've got the fan speed.
Have you got that on, Tracey?
I have.
Okay.
It'd be really loud on the thing. And then when I turn it off, it just turns off. It doesn't wind down. The winding down
Yes.
drive me crazy. I hated it. So for me, this is beautiful. This weighs 290 grams. So it's really light. This is probably like a phone, I think. I don't know what weighs more, right? It's tiny, but it's really powerful. When I do it on my hair, I use it on 90 degrees. I don't know why I like 90 for my hair. It has magnetic attachments. Right, so they stay on. I can give it a little whack, it stays on. And we have an extra nozzle that we can, maybe we can throw this in with anyone that buys from HUSL. So I'm telling the girls now. So this one we sell it for $15. This is something that we worked with Lorna Evans, and she's like, oh, I want a long nozzle, I want a long, oh, okay. So we found that. So that stays on for the longer brushes. I actually do like using this myself. I didn't think I would, but I like to use this on my hair. It's just nice. And then you can see how hard I have to pull that off. And I'm strong, I think. Now, when we sell this, we don't sell it in a box because these things, I don't know if anyone's ever bought these kind of dryers. The boxes are huge, really expensive for shipping, but also you throw this box away. I hate throwing things away. So we sell this in a bag and you have a belly band on it. Now, these ladies are really good to retail. We've got to retail. We have to retail. So even for clients, so what this is, you get it in the bag, you get your diffuser, you get the dryer. This is a little belly band that just comes around it. So if you have this on your shelf, like it tells a client what's going on in there. And the other beautiful thing about this is the world is falling apart at the moment, but everyone's traveling. No one gives an S, right? Everyone's like, stuff that we're getting out of the country. And most people now are going to Japan. A lot of people are going to Japan, the US, Hawaii, poor thing that's flooding at the moment, or South America. And we know that dryers don't work over there. An iron curler will work, but not a dryer. So this one is dual voltage. So I believe we are the only people on the market that's dual voltage. And what that means is all you need to do is get your adapter to plug it in and it'll work all over the world. But so that's a great selling point if you want to sell it or just for yourself when you travel, you know, when you go away. Somebody told me that they went on a cruise boat from Cairns and it was the Caribbean, we call it. The Americans call it Caribbean. And they dry and the ship is 110, which is an American ship, so none of the hairdryers worked. So this will work everywhere. But that's great if you want to retail it. For me, I've traveled with mine for 8 months. It also has a self-clean mechanism. So what you do, and this is the biggest thing, anyone that's using these kind of dryers, got to keep the filter clean. You can't take this filter off. So you take this little cap off, and if you're working in a cleaner salon, like I would imagine you guys are, I said if you're in a big shopping centre, they get dustier. So what you do is you take that filter off, press this button. Before somebody do this somewhere, and you can see that blowing it. So it blows out all the dust. You found a glove. And then it'll count down. That's a long 20 seconds. And then it just turns off. So you can just take that off quickly. We give you a little brush. If it gets really bad, just get a chamois and just do this. But if you clean it regularly, I cleaned mine after 9 months for personal use and it was fine. But in a salon once a week or something, and it's 20 seconds. That's not long. So that's the most important.
That is a huge selling point. I love it that it's dual voltage because when I travel and I bring my hairdryer, and even though I might have like a converter or whatever it is, like an adapter, like I don't know if I've brought the wrong adapter or something like that.
Exactly. And remember, an adapter is different to a converter. A converter doesn't really convert your dryers, and they're very expensive. And
slow and low.
And I travel everywhere. You know, I travel a lot, and I can't believe, and I'm actually going to try and get into Qantas lounges. How you can go to even a first-class lounge, and they have the shittiest dryers. I'm like, I said to the lady, what is this rubbish? Like, I don't know what to do with it. So you got to bring your own. But these are great. So they're great for traveling and really good for salon use. Let's see if you want to use it that way or the other way. Really lightweight. All our stuff has really long cords on them. Our cords are really long. Some people think they're too long, but for a salon situation, I don't know what you guys do, but sometimes I'm doing somebody's hair and then I've got to go to the other side of the room because I've got to answer the phone or something, so that you can still hold the dryer in your hand because it will reach, right? So this is the plasma dryer. And then after that, we have the Infuser Light Pro is more like the traditional parallaxy shape, it's in between. So if you want the two strongest, but still super light, Digi and then the plasma. And they're just beautiful dryers. The shine that you get, this also has this thing called plasma mode, which you have it on and you press this button. And if anyone's doing, I don't know if you guys are doing, there I've held it while it's on. It's called L. And we're calling it lumen mode. We just made that up, but it's a good word, right? Lumen. So what you do is if you've got a facial mask on or something, sort of like an LED type of thing, but not quite LED, and you could just close your eyes, and I do this. So if you've got a client sitting at the basin, you can just give them a little 2-second, just nice. You know, I haven't used it myself with a mask, but it helps it to penetrate and stuff like that. So it's just another feature, gimmick, whatever you want to say, but and you can see it's really, really quiet. Or some people are using it just to get rid of hair off the face because it's really, you can't even hear it on there. And it's quiet. So this is a really beautiful dryer. So this retails for $3.59. So I think it's a really good price because it has a diffuser, the nozzles, the bag, everything in there. And then, of course, salon price is a little bit different. So One Glide has always, what we've had different to the rest of the market is we have silicone strips. So what you see in here is one strip in there and two here. Right? So they're actually silicone strips. So what the silicone strip does, it gives you more tension, more shine, but also if you've got fine hair, it helps to cushion it. You know, sometimes when you've got fine hair, you can hear that snap, crackle and poppy sort of noise because it's fine. So what this will do, it just holds it and it's like a little cushion for fine hair and it's beautiful. If you've got very, very curly hair, you can do this with one hit. Just a nice, slight, even tension, and it keeps the hair hydrated, smooth, straight. So we call them stylers. You can curl, style, whatever you want to do. Remember, every iron will curl, every iron will straighten your hair. It's how it looks and feels that makes the difference between brands. So we're the only brand that has the silicone strips, and I think a few people have tried to copy it. I know they have. Very hard to copy it. And even me, sometimes a company got on my bad side and I tried to go somewhere else. No one can do it. They just can't. It's just really hard. So these are our new ones that we're just releasing now. So this is now called One Glide Pro. And this will be One Glide Pro Max. This is just a prototype. We're getting these in about 3 weeks. But One Glide Pro, so the difference is the rubber strip. So it's going to give you faster, smoother straightening and styling. The shine you'll get from this is insane. It is a longer blade. So normal iron is about there. So this is 2 centimeters longer and it's about 2 millimeters wider than your 1 inch. And then the big one, the max will be 2 millimeters wider than the 1.5 inch. You can curl with these. You can straighten. The curl is beautiful, hydrated, shiny on extensions, on natural hair, colored hair, just beautiful. And everything's lightweight. It's just, you can see our weight balance is really proportionate, especially when you're using it every day. We want to have tools that are easy to use. And I do think, and also with this, what we do is we sell them in a bag. So you get a box. Somehow they sent us the wrong boxes this time. So you get the EVY bag, just nice little pop of colored lining. The lining is thermal. So when you're using it, you can just put in there, store it in your bag. So we've got the 2 sizes on those. Retail on these is $3.29. So I think it's quite good. And then obviously salon price a little bit less. And the other thing, so these are the 2 irons. So remember the silicone strips are different. So when you're using these, when we iron hair, we normally, here's my wrist like that. Normally you clamp and people clamp it like that and then they pull it, right? Because the iron doesn't have tension. And I can always tell years ago when everybody was first taught GHD, and we're not bagging them, bless their hearts, I could always tell when somebody's taught because they would do that, right? So when we're doing this all the time, there goes our wrist, right? There goes our shoulders. Whereas with us, what I say is put the iron in and just pull it straight and bring it down. So my wrist is always like that. And then I would turn it at the bottom. I'm not doing this. This is really bad for us every day. So we have to look after our bodies. So this will do it by itself. So don't, if you say to me the iron's pulling too hard, it's because you think you're using a normal blade and you're pulling it and you're yanking it. You don't need to do it. Just let the iron and let the technology work for you. It will smooth and straighten really fast. With the longer blade, even myself, I did 2 smoothings the other day. I couldn't believe how fast it was. And I thought, oh, it's only good for long hair, but Mim here's got like a short little bob. You can do a whole side in one section. It's fantastic. So, and also it's a point of difference. So I want to try and have things that are a little bit different on the market that people can't say, oh, but I got my GHD, my MUC, my whatever. This is different. All right. So it's a little bit different and it gives you something different to sell, which means your clients are going to come back to you as compared to saying, I'm going to go buy a generic blade on the market, because really at the end of the day, they're all generic blades and it just depends on whether you've got a glossy coat, whether it's pink or yellow or blue or sparkly or, you know, that type of thing, or it's got a big logo on it, but the blades are all the same. So this makes it a little bit different. So this is our One Glide Pro. So we used to have One Glides, now they're One Glide Pro. And then the other thing that we've just released, or arrived last week, really exciting, is our E-Curl XL. So we have got a kit that you would see on our website. This is called Curl Pro. So the E-Curl was a set of multi-heads. And multi-heads, so we had something like this years ago. Then we went to multi-head because it was trendy. Now it seems that everybody's going back to the clamp, the tong. That seems to be the trend now. So what we did different with this one, so this one goes up to 220. The One Glide Pro irons are 230 now. So this one here, you can see the heated barrel is really long. It's 19 centimeters. So it is the longest on the market. So what that means, short hair, you can still do short hair. If you're doing long hair, you can do one big section in a hit. It's got a longer clamp. Some people got short clamps. We decided to go longer clamp. It just holds the hair. It glides beautifully. Just get a chamois and wipe it. I had one of my wholesale friends come in this morning. She goes, oh, it's got a couple of marks on it. Oh my God, that's probably my fingers, you know. But anyway, got a chamois, wiped it, beautiful, clean. The hair glides beautifully, it doesn't get stuck. And the shine, we did something last week. We did a bit of a photo shoot and the girl had extensions. The difference before and after, honestly, was like we covered it in shine spray. It was amazing. And remember that when you've got shine, you've got hydration. When your hair is internally hydrated, so when you hydrate on the outside, you're putting spray, oil, all that stuff that sits on the outside, that will evaporate and the hair goes back to normal. If you internally hydrate because of our mineral infusion, so we're breaking moisture down and pushing it inside the hair. If you internally hydrate hair will sit better, shinier, straighter or curlier longer because we've hydrated the inside of the hair. So what I say to people, if you look at all tools will close your cuticle down. So when you close your cuticle, we do this. But if you've dehydrated the hair because you don't have the minerals and you take moisture out, because that's how we dry hair, if it's a dryer or an iron, and we dehydrate, what happens is you go outside, it's a little bit humid, it's a little bit drizzly, the cuticle opens up, the hair's empty on the inside because you've dehydrated it, so then all the moisture from the outside comes inside, and what does your hair do? It goes like that. And that's how we end up with big fluffy hair. But if you can fill that inside with small water molecules, which is what ionic technology does, we do it on a bigger scale, and you lock your cuticle down with your good technique. When you go outside, so if I go outside, for example, and my cuticle opens a little bit, my hair's full on the inside, so it doesn't change. It doesn't go fluffy. It doesn't go fly away. It stays nice. And I can see there's a few blondies in here. So the blondies in there will notice a big difference. Some brands are suited to some hair and other brands are suited to some hair, obviously. And sometimes like people will say to me, with our irons, for example, if you've got that really strong Indian hair that you need to just basically take all the moisture out, our products are probably not going to be good for it because that hair, you just need to dry it out. We're not going to dry your hair out, so we're not going to do that. But also, as I say, to be able to retail to a client makes a big difference. And all our products have got the mineral infusion. I said this now, we're retailing this for $249. This comes by itself. Because we've just received it, we don't have mats for it, but we are giving a mat, which is probably going to cover it up to here, but at least you can put it away, thermal, and then we're giving you a glove with that as well. We've got brushes. Our brushes are a little bit unique as well. So it's same thing with our brushes, very lightweight. Everything's lightweight because we don't want people having stress on their hands and things. So the difference with our one, it's a one-piece handle. And I said, because I had the other brand for a long time, we had, handles were breaking off, hair was getting stuck, bristles were falling out. It was like a total nightmare. So we said, okay, how are we going to get rid of this? So our handle's one piece, which as we know, it means you don't get hair caught in the ring and the handle can't fall apart. it happens when you're using it every day. Very lightweight. Got the cool tip on the end, so you don't. I've never done it, but apparently sometimes you can stamp somebody with the heat, obviously. So that stays cool. The good thing, this is called quad tech. So I say to people, quad tech means 4, but there's about 5 features. So the most important feature on this one, it's got a concave barrel. Our bristles are twisted nylon. I've had these brushes for 10 years. I've never had people tell me the bristles fall out. They just do not fall out. I can't pull it out. So twisted nylon bristle is going to give you more tension, more grip. The concave barrel, it's antibacterial. It's coated, so it's antibacterial, really lightweight. There's a lot of features on it. But the most important thing is, I think for me as a stylist, is the twisted nylon bristles to give you more tension, the concave barrel, so you get a lot of grip on this. Sometimes I see people styling online and I just think, oh my God, when you see people like this and they've got their hairdryer and they're doing this, try to pull the hair down the brush because the brush is not gripping at all. And I'm like, what are you doing? Like, they just,
and
you
the
can see it
bristles
doesn't.
are like melting, and it
Yeah.
starts to curve.
Of course. So the thing is, if you have to do this to get the hair to stay on your brush, and if you melt bristles, I probably see a melted brush maybe every 2 years, and that's just somebody their technique is no good or whatever. But if you're melting a brush, God help that hair is all I can say, right? Like, I wouldn't want to be doing that. So the nozzle should always be behind the brush like that. Let the technology work, especially with our dryers, let the technology work for you and have there. But this will grip the hair. Oh, my poor hair. By the end of this class, I'll be like shitty looking, but you can see there, like it just grips. So I don't have to work hard because my tools work harder for me. They do it for me, because if you've got a brush that doesn't grip, you're just going around a circle.
Tracy,
Yeah.
Fiona, have you got a question? You got your
yes.
hand up.
There we go. Sorry, yes.
No, that's okay.
With the straighteners, you've got the silicone strips. Do you find that it helps keep the hair within the blades of the straighteners, or it pushes it out?
No, absolutely keeps it in. Good question,
Okay.
Fiona. I saw this guy on TV. Good question. The other thing that it does that you just reminded me is that as long as the hair hits that rubber strip, it will grab it. So even if you've got, and doesn't matter whether it's a small one or the big one, if the hair hits that rubber strip and it's like 0.5 centimetre, that's just probably about 0.5 centimetre from the edge. As long as it hits that, it will grab it for you and hold it for you. So it doesn't pull it, it holds it for you, right? So it doesn't slide it out, which is good, because sometimes when you've got that flat, and we do have an iron called the E-Styler. E-Styler it's now the same length as this, but it doesn't have the rubber strip. So we did that for people who just want the generic blade, but this one will do the work for you. And this one is different. And that's why we say try and retail them, because it is different. No one else has got on the market. As long as you hit that little strip, it will grab it. So especially when you've got those little bits around the corner, or you've got that really curly little hair that you can't grab, just do that. Easy. All right. Now, the other brush that we have is our shimmer brushes. All these are timber brushes. So we hollow out the middle to keep it lightweight, because remember, everything's about being lightweight, easy to use. So this one is a combination bristle. You can see it's got the nylon and the natural. I call it natural bristle. I don't like naming people. But the way that they've designed the ratio of natural and nylon bristle, it makes the hair really shiny, and the control you have is, like, for my type of hair, incredible, really, really nice. So I was always one of these people when I was blow drying, and even my own hair. But now, since we've got this, I just find it gives the hair a lot of shine, a lot of volume. And normally, if you look at a combination bristle or ball bristle, whatever you want to call it, normally they don't give your hair body, do they? They take the body out. This one here gives you a lot of body. And we've tried to analyze it. I think it's just the way they've mixed the ratio of the nylon and the natural. It's fantastic. So if you look at our website or on the HUSL, they've got everything. Mami asked me before, what do we not have for you guys? Well, basically everything we have you can buy through HUSL, which is good. We have, coffee combs. Basically, the coffee comb is made from coffee. It's just a little square comb like that. For detangling, for combing out stuff. We have, if you want to be a vegan, we have what we call a vegan cushion, which is it mimics natural bristle. So it's almost like the old Mason Pearsons. Remember the Mason Pearsons? They're probably still around with, I don't know, hundreds of dollars. So the little brush mimics a Mason Pierce and it's really cute. It sells for like $50. So it's good. So all our brushes basically under the $50 range. And then our Boss is $3.99 because it's digital. So remember, you don't compare this to the Parlux or to the normal models, or we've got another dryer. Digital dryers always cost more. And these little dryers, the little plasmas, cost a little bit more because of the technology and the motor in it. So I think our prices are reasonably priced. We have nice packaging. I'll show you. This one here is so long, I don't even know where to put it now. But anyway, so basically all our packaging is the same in the front. We have to change the color of the halo. And then on the back, we have the picture and all the features and benefits. So if you want to sell this to a client, 2-year warranty, Fiona, 2 years on everything. If you want to sell this to a client, you don't have to remember all these, just read it. And what I say to people is just pick a couple of the important features and then just remember a couple of it, or just read it, or just point. I used to say to people, if you don't know, just go, oh, look at this, it has this, this, and you're pointing, but you're reading. So always keep the boxes and try and retail it to your clients, because your clients buy, everybody's buying stuff. All your clients have got dryers and we all want what is new, and they don't need to go buy a $700 Dyson, bless their hearts, right? Because this dryer is lighter, you will make money from it. And at the end of the day, we need to get our industry back to doing what we do, right? Is selling and sharing our knowledge and our products for us. We're changing all our packaging. So this is like 5 years in the making. So this is coming out now. We've got a few different products coming out. We're going to have a nice dry shampoo, which is something I've been looking for. I look for things for a long time. The guy said, Tracey, you come for 7 years. I go, no, because I'm still looking, but I think I found it. The brushes, Fiona, so we have in this range here. So these ones here are marked on the end in case you forget and you want to reorder. So the biggest is 53, 43, 33, and a 25. And then in this QuadTech range, we have a paddle, QuadTech paddle, which is just a really, that's it. Everything you'll notice, I take it for granted because I'm just used to them. But when people pick up our tools, they say to me, oh my God, they're so light. Everything is lightweight. So this one is the 4 brushes plus the paddle. This one here, the shimmer, is in 3 sizes. So we've got a 25. This is the 30. Now these ones are marked here in case you like lose your box and buy another one. And then a 40 mil, which is the biggest one, is 40 mil on here. This one also has a paddle brush. So the 2 series have a paddle, and this paddle, it's called Crystal Paddle. It is out of stock at the moment because they had special crystals. I don't know where they came from, the Himalayas or somewhere, and they couldn't find them. But now they've found them, so they're getting made. So what I do too with brushes is we don't have like 10 different sizes. What I do is try and compress down to 3 or 4 of what I believe and what the salons are telling me are the most popular. And then we keep those 4 brushes there. They all come in boxes. All our stuff is boxed, so you can retail a brush as well. Let's not forget we've got to retail brushes because all our clients buy brushes as well. So everything is packaged so that you can retail it. They don't come in plastic bags. They come in nice boxes. If you wanted to get a brush stand, we do have brush stands. I love you, Fiona. Good questions. Good girl. Cleaning the brushes we're talking about. Okay, there's a lot of things online about cleaning brushes, isn't there? Everyone's getting a bit excited. And I saw Lizzie Liros, love Lizzie. She's one of our ambassadors. I think she made it a little bit complicated, but basically, you know what I say, get the hair off. So even with me, and brushes are so important. If I ever go to a salon and I see a dirty brush, I'm like, please don't use that on me. That's disgusting, right? And we have hair, but somehow a dirty brush is terrible. So what I do normally is just take the hair off, whether you want to use a comb. Sometimes, I mean, if I'm doing mine at home, I'll just do it normal. Otherwise, I'll just use a comb, get the hair off, whether you want to go down the barrel. So get all the hair off and then just back to basics, hot water and soap. You know, hot water and shampoo. Yeah, I just put in there and do that. Don't do this sterilizer, all that stuff. I think during COVID, everyone got a bit excited and people started melting brushes and, you know, changing the color. Just hot water and soap. That's, you know, that's all we need to do. If you've got somebody that comes in, they've got some diseasey thing, which I haven't seen for a long time, and you need to sterilize it, that's different. But generally, hot water and soap is all you need to do. And just keep them clean. If you do that, they're nice. They stay clean. They don't change color. As I said, the bristles don't fall out. Just easy. Get the hair off, hot water and soap. And you can just wash them like that. And if it's hot water and soap, you can leave them soak if you want. Definitely not the timber ones. Do not soak the timber because obviously we know timber and water is not a happy duo. So I would just wash them and then just let them dry.
Quickly jumping in there, you mentioned the like a tail comb or a comb, just kind of removing that hair.
Yep.
We actually sell brush cleaners.
There you go.
It's like a rake. It's cute. It's like this big.
Yes.
And at first, when I saw that we had it in the app, I thought, oh, whatever. I just use my tail comb, whatever. Anyway, Rob sent me one. He's like, no, you've actually got to try it. I think it only costs like $2 or $3 for us to buy wholesale in the app.
Yeah.
And it's cute. It's like wooden handle, and it looks like a mini rake.
Yes,
but it's been specifically designed to clean brushes. And I used it, and I was like, how did I not know about this thing?
Add one to the cart. Add one to the cart. They're easy. Yeah, so something like that. Get the hair off, and then just hot water and soap or shampoo. I mean, I wash a lot of things in shampoo. I don't know why, I just do because that's what we have, right? We wash our hands in shampoo. I don't use hand cleaner. I use shampoo because it's at the basin. So for me, shampoo, or you could use, I don't know, palm olive or something, but you don't want to be soaking, especially the timber.
I was just thinking, what about, like, I've got a spray that I can spray on brushes, and it's almost like a sanitizer spray. Would that affect the technology?
No, not the technology. My only thing, Fiona, is depending on if it's alcohol or something, because the brush is a rubber coat.
Yeah.
Could it affect it? So I was in Queensland last week and somebody returned the brush out. They're faulty. Oh my God, they were so sticky. I was like, what have you done? They dissolved the plastic coating. So keep it on the bristles and then just wipe it off here. Just get water and take it off. I don't know what it is, so I'm not sure how strong it is. But remember that a lot of these sanitizer things, remember when everyone was doing their hands? I still hate sanitizer on my hands. I hate it. But it's very, very drying. So just be careful it doesn't eat into the coating. And the same with your irons while we're talking about cleaning, because you ask brilliant questions. Same with these. What I do is I just get a chamois or a towel, because, we use towels in our basin, just a damp towel, and just wipe it. Wipe the top and the whole bottom. So wipe the blade. Your blade always has to look, see this got a couple of fingerprints on it? That's mine. So when I'm finished cleaning it, I wipe it off. So it's got to look like a mirror, and then it's clean. And then I wipe the outside of here as well. And that's just hairsprays, products that we're using. And I just use soap. I just use water on most things, on most of my products, especially the dryers too. You'll be surprised when we get irons and they're yellow. If this is all yellow, it means that you're using a lot of styling product and you've burnt it in. So think of toffee. If you get burning your butter or your sugar, it's going to become toffee. And if the logo looks yellow, it means you've never cleaned it, and you just keep baking it on. So keep it clean like that. Just I use a lot of soap and water, or just water like that. But try it. But I wouldn't leave anything that's called a sanitizer on a coating of any kind. It's like if you spray your table with sanitizer, it could affect your stone or your timber or whatever like that. So keep that in mind.
Honestly, for me personally, as a stylist, you've covered more than what I expected, which is great.
Yes, as long as you learn something, that's good. If you pick up something every time, you pick up one little thing, it's better than nothing. And as I said, with our tools, I think the biggest thing is what I say to people is let the technology work for you. Don't work it so hard, because we're doing this all the time. And, and when I work, I do this, so I'm rowing with my arms. And so hopefully we have good shoulders. So when you blow dry, just do that with your arms, ladies, just that. So when I'm blow drying, the girls are laughing at me, but it's true. I do this, right? So you're just working your arms all the time. You can see I'm not on the floor because my arms are not as good as they used to be. Rather than doing this, just spinning all the time, like just have the brush will hold the hair, get your blow dry and just work at a nice pace. When you're ironing, keep your shoulders strong, keep your shoulders back. It's really important. Our posture is so important. When I first got trained in the US, she kept slapping me, stand straight, put your leg in front. There's so many little techniques that keep our bodies healthy. And, it starts with tools that do the work for you, tools that are lightweight, that you don't have to keep spinning, because everybody, and we all look like maybe we're over 25, right? But now the people at under 30 are all falling apart. The new generation have all got wrist problems, shoulder problems. I think it's to do with the phones, but we have to make sure that, we're all working longer hours now because things are tougher. So we need to make sure that our tools are working for us and with us. So we're not working against it all the time. Makes a big difference. Our brand is a little bit unique. It is an Australian brand. Some people like that idea. I don't always push it, but it is, we are, I am the owner of the brand. I have worked with tools. I understand it. And I think for me, having had a salon, we have to go back to, yes, we want to use great tools, but just do a subliminal sell to your client and sell it to them and make some money, because every little $100 we can make extra is a little bit more money we can spend on life, right? And whether it's to pamper yourself or to pay your shopping or whatever we need to do, or fuel that they say there's none. I haven't even looked, but I have to get my scooter out. If we can do that and we can retail to our clients, same with a brush. Clients use brushes. Let them buy a brush from you rather than going to Kmart or Price Attack or somewhere. These guys sell a lot of brushes, and they're taking our sales away. They're taking your sales away because you should be selling it. And it's very easy to do it. As I said, when I had my salon, we sold a lot of tools, and I would just say, I got this new brush today. I really like it. It's so lightweight. You just do 2 comments. You use it and you say, your hair's really shiny. You put it on the bench. You walk away. You go wash your hands. The client will pick it up. Trust me, they will pick it up and they'll go, what's this brand? And then they'll ask you about it. So it's just little subliminal things.
And the great thing is that, even if you don't stock all of EVY, but you've got, you're using some of the EVY tools in salon, the great thing is that, like you mentioned, Tracey, it's just a couple of little casual comments. You walk away, they pick up the brush and you go, actually, you know what? Give me 2 seconds. I'm just going to quickly send you the dropship link for that brush, and it's up to you whether you want to purchase it or not. And that, honestly, is it's great because they go home, they think about the brush, they think about the couple of comments you mentioned about it, they see their hair because you've used the brush, and they go, you know what, oh my gosh, she sent me a link that I can buy it. Or you know what, I'm just going to tap here, sitting on my couch, waiting for the kids, whatever, tap, buy, done, and then you get 20% commission on the sale for not even stocking
I didn't even know that you can do that. So you guys can do that, can they? They can send a link to the, that's even better still.
On
that's
that
fantastic.
Particular product.
Okay, that's perfect. Yeah. So that makes it even easier, because we know now that with times, salons are not holding stock, right? We're not holding stock. So it is harder, and it's harder for everyone. So if you can do that, like send the client a link, that's brilliant.
Imagine doing it with irons with the beautiful bag.
Yeah.
You can just drop ship. You can choose that particular, it could be the plasma air, the hairdryer, and you can create a dropship link just for that plasma air, text it to your client, send it, send a text to all of your clients. Go, hey, I love this new plasma air. Here, check it out.
Yeah, I didn't know that you can do that. That's brilliant. I know they do that in the US, so you guys are ahead of your time here.
We are, yes. The US and the UK, they've been drop shipping. Well, the stylists have been drop shipping hair care for at least 5 years.
Yeah,
Australia is behind, but not anymore because of HUSL.
No, and that's good. Yeah, well, especially with this drop link that you've got, that's like, it's great. And what we have to always remember is everybody buys them. Everybody has a dryer. Everybody has an iron. They're buying it from somebody. So if they're not buying it from you, they're buying it from somebody else. So we have to make them buy it from us because it's our recommendation. But you have to be using it. So if you're using something and you love it, and I hope that you love it, because if you don't love it, you can't talk about it. Like I can't sell anything I don't love. But if I love it, I can sell it to the Eskimos.
Great. Thank you so much, Tracey. And thank you so much, guys, for attending.
Yes, thank you, everybody coming. Have a nice afternoon. What is the time? Nice
now Fiona's outside with her sunnies. Very nice. Wow. Thank you, Marie.
Yeah, thanks, Marie. Thanks, everyone, for coming. Thank you.
And so, guys, give me 5 minutes when we jump off the session. I will give you a $20 HUSL wholesale voucher. I'll put it into your app.
If there's any problem, all our electrical has a 2-year warranty. We're really good with our warranties. You come straight to us. Generally, we'll give you a couple of things by email to provide us either a code, a photo, whatever, and then we deal with it very quickly. So we'll either fix it if it's a dryer, which generally dryers just need a service, or we'll replace it for you. So we're not going to be one of these. You're not going to be hanging around for 3-4 weeks without a product. So we're really quick with our warranty procedures. All right. Normally it's just a photo or something. Nothing can really go wrong with a brush. As I said, the stickiness could be what you've used on it. They don't fall apart. The bristles don't fall out. Brushes don't melt by themselves. Let's remember that. Brushes do not melt themselves. It's like we don't get sunburn unless you're in the sun. So just keep that in mind, and it's technique and the tools that you use. Thank you, everybody, for your time.
Have a great week, everyone. And thank you,
Thank you.
Tracey, again for your
My
time.
pleasure.
We really
Thank you.
appreciate it. And look, honestly, the reason why Evie, like, it's a combination, obviously, of everything, but we had, a lot of stylists that used Evie and
Yeah.
said, oh my gosh, you've got to get Evie onto Hustle. And that was kind of
Yes.
how it kind of all came about. So guys, you know, this is what we mean by, if you don't see a brand on Hustle, honestly, the voices of stylists really is powerful, and Evie is one of those examples. So thank you so much, Tracey, for listening
Yeah,
to
thank
our
you.
Hustle stylists and
Yes,
coming on
yes.
board.
Yes, thank you. Thank you for having us. And any questions where if they Hustle can't provide you with the answers, just let us know and we can help you out with any technical questions or anything. All right.
Yep.
Thank you,
Evie.
everybody. Enjoy
Thank
your
you,
day.
Evie.
It's probably school pickup time, is it, or something? Yeah.
Yes. All right.
Enjoy, everybody. Thank you.
Okay, bye.
Bye.